Hello and welcome to The Middle is Open. Abel Carrillo here along with Anthony Espelin and Peter Carrillo. And you know what, guys? We are stuck at our houses because El Paso, we're not getting the job done here. We are at like 40 positive cases now total for the year, right?
40? 40,000?
40,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, 40,000.
40?
Yeah. It's already at that. No, it's already at that point where already like I'm just counting like 39, 40, 41.
You by the thousands.
There's no, there's no need to say thousand after every fucking. But anyways, El Paso, we're in pretty bad shape, I would say. There's a lot of cases here. What are your guys' thoughts on what is taking place here in the borderline?
Peter, go for it.
I was waiting for you, Anthony, but it just seems surreal to me. You know, it seems like one of those end of the world movies where we always saw the lines and people lining up for food or testing and hospitals getting built out of convention centers because that's what's happening here. And then we, up until recently, I mean, we had heard of friends kind of getting it, some family members getting it. But I know we were hit pretty hard, and it happened at a real shitty occasion for us. Like we were at a funeral, and basically our whole family, Abel came down, my parents, my fiance, it just kind of all went around. I was fortunate enough, as far as I know, I didn't test positive, but who knows, you know? It's one of those things like tests have been proven to be, I don't want to say wrong, but the turnover to when you find out and when the virus is taking effect are two different things, you know? So there's been a lot of like misconception on if I test negative, I'm good, but that has proven not to be so. And the numbers show like people were being reckless. We saw it. I mean, we weren't oblivious to it. We saw it. People were out still on Sundays, a Sunday fun day. People still had their cookouts. People were still out together, going to the bars.
They still are.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like we've proven as a society until it affects us, and I could say myself too. You know, I started becoming complacent. But as a society, as long as it doesn't affect us, we really kind of turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah. So if you're tuning into this show, obviously you know that we've been out for a little more than a month. Has it been, Anthony?
Has it been a month already? Holy shit.
It's been a month.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's been a month. It's been a month since the last time we recorded. Obviously, Peter and I, we've gone through some stuff. Family, we lost our grandmother. So that was the beginning of, I guess, putting the show on postponement. And then, of course, like Peter mentioned, we had I shouldn't say a couple. We've had a few positive cases in our family. We kind of traced it back to it being because of, the rosary funeral, things of that nature. Now, that's one thing that I've kind of wanted to bring up. Life is moving on. Life goes on. Life continues to run its course. It's not stopping for the pandemic. Obviously, it was something that our family was dealing with a loss of a family member. And that was one of the big questions, how we were going to handle going to the rosary and the funeral, because we were thinking about, well, is it entirely safe for us to go to celebrate the life of a loved one? And, we took every single precaution, at least we thought we did, wearing our masks, having the hand sanitizers and things like that. And it just so happened after the funeral and stuff, a few people in our family got the.
That wasn't a COVID cough, by the way. Water went down the wrong way. Okay.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people give you that look like, oh, he's got COVID. I saw it.
But yeah, so a few people got COVID in our family, but it's one of those like, how do we continue to live life, knowing that this is out there, and we just saw it firsthand, like how fast it can run through a family.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're fortunate. Our family's been pretty fortunate as far as, um, nobody's serious. Knock on wood, nobody's out of the woods yet, but we're all doing pretty well. And I'm just, it kind of makes you wonder. Like, I know initially it was almost kind of like anger, like, ah, who did it? Like, who's at fault here? You kind of
Yeah.
want to point fingers.
Yeah.
But the truth is, we'll probably never know. And does it really matter? Like Abel said, we move forward from this, and just pray for it not to happen again, and be a little bit more cautious, and just and for everyone out there, because it's not just an isolated incident with us. I mean, we've all been affected. We've all known people that have gotten it, and then now we know, like, the whole damn city's got it. We're literally all over the city. Like, you two are on the west side on two different ends. I'm on the northeast, and we see it everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of surreal. Like I said, it's like a movie. Like,
It is.
and now they implemented these new restrictions. Like, there's a curfew. Um, there's police are looking for you to be with masks now. Like, it's gotten to the point where we do need to be supervised, because we've proven that we can't do it on our own.
Yeah.
Do you, what do you think, Anthony? I mean, so far, well, what the city has done, they basically, like Peter said, they put in this curfew, but up to this point, it seemed like the city officials, the mayor, the county judge, they weren't really involved, of trying to contain this. They didn't put any kind of rules or regulations or mandates, serious mandates. What are your thoughts on city officials?
I think it's kind of hard for it's hard for them because anyway, it's kind of like any way you slice it, you're gonna be a bad guy, right? So like if you were to enforce like really strict guidelines or laws or whatever, a lot of people are gonna either disregard those or just go against it, to be rebellious. You know what I mean? And then it's like, if you don't, then you get criticized for not being strong enough to implement those. It's tough, man. I think the right thing, at least in my view, would be to impose some a little bit stronger, maybe not stronger, but maybe a little more, I don't know, cautious.
But do you think the mayor and the county judge and city council have done everything in their power to try to slow this down?
No,
I mean, because
I don't think so. To be honest with you,
we're in month 7 of this pandemic, at least here in the borderland, and it seems like for the first time they've said, okay, we need to do something about this. Like at the very beginning, yeah, they kind of said, oh, we're gonna, close down restaurants and bars and gyms and things like that. And that lasted what, like a month or two,
yeah,
was
about
it?
a month. Yeah.
Like a month. But then after that, it was just like, okay, now what? Like, let's open everything up because of, I don't know. Peter?
Well, I think it's, honestly, it's an election year, obviously. So November 4th, everyone's going to the polls. They could say they were in the best interest, but I also think that it puts a black eye on your campaign when you say, hey, you know what? We're gonna roll back on your rights because you guys aren't old enough to make these decisions. It does. Like, nobody wants to put that on their image.
Right.
They say, oh, be cautious. Everybody wants to pin it on somebody else.
Yep.
So I think they were cautious in that sense for their own campaigning. Like, that's an opinion, I mean, you could think whatever you want. They were trying to follow the lead. If it fails, oh, well, this is on the governor. The governor said we could open this, so let's keep it on him. Everybody wanted to get their hands off it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel about it. But it was just, I don't know, man. It's just kind of funny how everybody says that they're doing the best they could, and everybody's being cautious and wearing their mask and all. But you can wear your mask for 8 months straight or whatever, and all it takes is 1, 2 stupid acts of just being reckless. I mean, at this point, it's
Complacent.
reckless because we all know what it is. And what's funny is there are places in the nation that were hit real hard at first, and they're doing better. I mean, there's a rise overall in the nation, but our community was doing fairly good.
Yeah.
But then we started getting that cabin fever. People started getting complacent. Like, I've already been doing this for 8 months. I think I deserve a chance to go out. They even brought the whole enchilada tournament here to El Paso.
Yep.
Which I mean, I went out there as well. And there was a lot of people with no masks and all this. I chose to not even go in the dugout. I stayed on the outside, but I saw it firsthand. And one thing is, like, everybody's saying, oh, well, the restaurants need to make business, so we need to allow restaurants to be open and this and that. And I've even heard the ignorance, like, oh, you're going to close restaurants, but you're going to leave the border open. You're going to have people come over. If they're really worried about money, like the business side, the economic side, dude, you close the border, completely close the border,
Yeah.
and the country is going to flip, because like people that come from Mexico that work here and spend money here and stuff, that's a big economic impact. That's the whole reason we have open borders.
Yeah.
Well, as it is, the U.S. has already taken a big hit, and especially like El Paso, downtown has taken a huge hit because they don't have people that don't have it has to be not essential workers coming over. It has to be people that have a job here. It can't just be like you have a shopping visa, you're coming over. I mean, it's already hit El Paso really bad.
But what I'm talking about is I've heard some comments say, oh, well, it's the people coming from Juarez here that are bringing the disease. And it's like, no, it's the fucking recklessness that everyone's doing. I mean, yeah, you could probably attribute maybe a small percentage coming over, a very small percentage, but I think the percentage of people just being reckless and going to parties and having parties and going over to houses and all that, it's that's what the real problem is.
Yeah.
But it's always funny that people want to pin it on someone else or pin it on this or point fingers. And obviously, even if people were coming over, if you were at home like you were supposed to, you wouldn't get it. It's not like people are just randomly coming into your house.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand the whole argument how people say like, oh, we need to close the border because it's some of these we live here we're a border town and we get a lot of these people from Juarez that come and infect our city. Like, there's no truth behind that whatsoever. It's like Peter said, here El Pasoans have not taken every precaution that they should. I go out and run and I see it at the parks, for example. I go to run at Elbum Park. And when I go run at Elbum Park, it's packed. It's packed with people. You have 3-4 baseball fields that are packed with kids without masks. They're practicing baseball. You have the adults watching their kids practice, and the adults are on the side socializing with one another without a mask. Yep. There's a skate park there, and there's kids skating without a mask. And there's also people playing soccer or frisbee, whatever it is. And there's very few people that are wearing masks. Though the one place you see people wearing masks is on the walking path itself. It's like the older people that are walking. they're wearing masks. Or even people that are running, they're wearing masks. But other than that, you really don't see the mask on people when they're outside. And I think it's funny because I go there quite a bit. I go there at least 2 to 3 times a week. And I think it's hilarious that the ones that are wearing the mask are the ones that are on the walking path. But other than that, there's not many people that wear it.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, man. It's just like it doesn't make any sense. Like the people that are running, like you probably really don't need to unless you're like walking by somebody or you know what I mean. But like
Yeah.
the people
See,
that are all bunched up are always the
I
ones that
always
don't
wear
wear.
those. I always wear like those turtleneck ones. What are they called? Gaiters or shields? I don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck they're called. But like when I run by someone, I always put it over my nose, and then that's it. And then I pass them, and then I put it back down. And I've barely started doing that as of late, like the last month and a half. But yeah, it's wild, and I think that's where I think law enforcement or the city should have stepped in and said like, hey, when you're out in public and people aren't wearing their masks, they gotta issue out. And I'm not saying write fines left and right, but you have to go and issue out a warrant.
Yeah,
have a warning. Be like, hey guys, how's it going? Like, there should be police officers out there. There's a lot of good police officers here in the borderland. There's a lot of good ones, and they're very I don't know what's the word, like like they're friendly. They're friendly officers. They should be able to go up to the public and say like, hey guys, how's it going? Can you do me a favor? Just put on your mask whenever you're around someone. Just kind of issue out information.
Yeah.
You don't have to write fines. You don't have to give out tickets, but just be a presence, like Peter's saying.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be the best way. And then if people are reluctant, like if they went back and they saw the same people, and it's like, hey, come on, dude. But I don't know, man. It's just, I think people need to kind of take responsibility, and that's coming from someone who this has affected. Like, like.
But
I was gonna say,
and this is a bad thing. Like we were talking about this. Me and my fiance and I were talking about this. That we've been so careful, and we really don't go out anywhere. I mean, really, we don't do anything. We stay home. We get our groceries through curbside. All that stuff. And we see it, and we've seen it, and you guys said it as well. We see people just out every weekend, every day. They're at the bar, this, that, and it's like, damn, how the hell did I get in? They didn't, Or,
yeah.
Well, I don't know if you saw this.
See, that's the thing. Oh, sorry, Anthony.
No, I was just gonna add to what Peter said. I don't know if you saw that, but that they did some kind of poll on here in El Paso about where people think they might have gotten COVID from. And like 37% of people said it was just from going to the grocery store. Like there were people that said, I don't go anywhere. I don't go out. I don't go to the bar. I don't go anywhere. The only place I go is to the grocery store. And
I think that's bullshit. That's what I was gonna ask you. I think that's bullshit too. And let me tell you this. So I saw another thing that said 22% of the people that this was a week ago. 22% of the people that tested positive for COVID were asymptomatic, okay?
Right.
So depending on where you want to go with this, but that means either 1 out of 5 people or 1 out of 4, because it's right smack in the middle on your math, right? So 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 people are asymptomatic. So El Paso, we said it time and time and time again. El Paso has generation homes. Tony was one of the guys that brought this up. El Paso has, the family that lives with their grandparents, their parents, 4 kids with their uncle. Houses are packed galore, right? All it takes is one person to go out. It doesn't have to be grandma and grandpa going to parties, or You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just takes one person in that household to go out to a party, and then it'll spread through that household like a wildfire. Like we saw it personally. We saw it happen to us. I mean, that's the thing. One in four, 1 in 5 cases are people that are asymptomatic. So Peter brought up the point, like, man, you see like on Instagram or social media, Facebook, whatever, these people that go out and they're not getting sick. Who's to say that they're not getting sick,
True.
you know?
Right.
So they could be getting sick and passing it to their loved ones, and it's their loved ones that are going to the hospital and being stuck on ventilators or ICU
Yep.
or just the room itself. But you know, that's the worry. It's not that 25-year-old that's going out to Twin Peaks on a Sunday to watch the Cowboys lose. It's that 25-year-old going to it's that 25-year-old going to Twin Peaks, getting sick, then going home,
Not knowing
has
they're
no
sick.
symptoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Has no symptoms whatsoever. Then he passes it to his loved ones, and that's the problem. That's the issue right there. But
I think people are too
crazy.
self-centered, and they think about themselves only. They're like, I'll be okay. Like if I get it, I'll be fine. But it's like you don't realize all the people you come into contact on a daily basis. Like, I mean, you could open the door. You know, you could have COVID, open the door, and then your grandparents go open the door, and then they're fucked. You know what I mean? And what did they do? They were in their house the whole time, scared, and they still got it. You know, and that's, you know, it's just...
here's the crazy thing. Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Like I had COVID, right? And it sucked because I took care of myself for 7 months.
Yeah,
for
you were
7
super
months,
careful.
I was not going out. I made a lot of sacrifices, not going out, you know, giving up things that I really like to do. And I ended up getting it. And it was no fault of my own, but it was something, like Peter said, it's something that affected our family, and we have to move on. There was about 2 or 3 days where I was like, son of a bitch, man, this is bullshit. Like, I didn't do anything to deserve this, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was very upset because I felt like I wasted 7 months of my life, you know?
Yeah.
And now I see it and I'm like, you know what? I should be happy. I mean, not happy. I should be blessed that, you know, I got a minor strain, because it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people out there that aren't willing to make that sacrifice because they want to continue to live their lives. They say, no, it's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect anyone in my house. Oh, my dad, he goes out, he runs every single day. He's as healthy as a horse. So it's crazy, man. It's just crazy that people would even attempt to roll the dice on loved ones.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. Like I just don't understand how people can't just accept what situation we're in and just like cancel this year. Like when this shit started to go down in February, March or whatever, like right then and there, me and Amber both decided like this year's gone. Any plans that we had going on this year, they're gone. Like we're not going to even think about them because it's not going to happen, you know, like Cowboys games, vacations, whatever, going to see family, like that's it. You know, we decided right then and there, and we basically just called this year off. Like we're not doing shit until this year's over. Hopefully next year will be better. But there's just some people that are like, don't want to live like that. They're like, fuck it. This is my life. I'm going to live it how I want to. And it's just like, I don't understand how hard it is just to not do anything. Like that's literally what they're telling you to do, is do nothing. And it's like, people don't want to.
But I think there's people that don't have anyone. Like,
well, that's another story.
I think there's people that are just, I know for me, it's hard. Like,
it is.
It's hard to stay put. I think the thing that helps is I'm here with my fiance, and then prior to her getting sick, my kids were here, you know, a lot. So, I think the family aspect, especially if you're involved in your family, helps. You have your son, you have your wife, you get to go go home to them. I
Mhm.
think some people don't have that sometimes. I mean, I'm not trying to excuse recklessness,
Right.
but I know it's hard for a lot of people, especially if you're like a social person, if you're someone that does go out, or you're just a bar person. And I'm not saying they're bad people whatsoever, because I used to be that person. But it's just like that's I could see the difficulty for some people because honestly, it's like they would lose their mind.
See,
No,
I don't
I
have a
think it
problem
is
with
hard.
that.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
but
don't have a problem with people that, that live by themselves and they're relatively young and healthy and they decide to go out. Hey, that's the risk that they're taking. The ones that I have a problem are the ones that live in those generational homes
Mm.
like that we've talked about. Those are the people, because the majority of El Pasoans are not living by themselves.
Yeah.
They live with
Yeah.
others.
Right.
yeah,
Well, Peter, I was gonna say it is hard. It is hard to stay home, but in your case, like you went overseas and risked your life for our freedom, right? You joined the military and you put your life on the line for others. And it's like this thing, basically all they're asking you to do is just do nothing. Like I just don't understand it. It is hard. Don't get me wrong, it is hard. But in the grand scheme of stuff, it's like no one's asking you to go fucking pick up a rifle and go into a country and you know what I mean, sacrifice your life. Like just sit at home. Like it is hard.
yeah,
I
but
will
but
get you that. But
in that same sense is they don't see the immediate danger, so they think it's not dangerous. And I mean, that's human nature. Everybody thinks that, we're okay. I'll be okay.
yeah,
I'll be okay. Or
that won't
my
happen to
family will be
me
okay until it affects them. Until it affects them, uh,
personally.
like specifically, yeah. It's nobody really cares. We're more of a reactive society than a preventative
Yeah,
society. I
true.
mean, not everyone, but for the most part, majority of people, it's. I mean, look at it's getting worse in some places, and I've heard this, and we Abel and I call high school football. This year we haven't been able to do it, but
Not one game.
Not one.
some of the people that are there that are doing it, and it's not many, but there's some that are like, oh my god, they're going to cancel the season, and they're like worried about it, and it's like, why wouldn't they cancel the season? And how? I mean, like, yes,
Yeah.
it affects our job, like our what we like doing, and we like, we enjoy our job, but it's also like, I mean, people are looking at sports like, okay, well, we need sports, and yeah, it's fun to have sports and all, but um, it's not that big of a deal. If we could take, it's been proven that people are getting sick on the field,
Yeah.
or at practices. So I don't know, man. See, there's a lot of stubbornness
Yep.
within people.
I was telling
It,
Abel earlier that I'm get to drive around El Paso all day, for the most part. And I was telling Abel, like, for the last couple weeks, dude, every COVID testing facility is like
Oh yeah.
to its limits, bro. Like line after
Hmm.
line after line. And like UTEP looks like there's a fucking game going on. I was driving by it and I was like, what the fuck is going on over there? And then I realized it
Yeah.
was COVID testing. I'm like, holy
I, I,
shit.
I saw a friend put a post. She had said, she's like, "Oh my god, I feel like I'm in a movie." Like, because you roll up to the tent, there's like 4 lanes or something, and there's all these people with masks and everything.
Yeah. Biohazard suits and shit.
what
Yeah.
are what are your guys' thoughts on testing? Do you think it's a good thing, or do you think it's just like, whatever? It's just finding out that you're sick or not.
I think it's a
Because
good thing.
my thoughts are, it could be a good thing if people get tested and they do it the right way by their pending results. They're staying home and they're in quarantine until they get those results. Depending on what the results may or may not be, then they can either go out and go to work and still be safe. But I think the way testing is working right now, from what I've seen,
It's
is
giving you a pass.
It's exactly what I've seen is people, oh, I'm negative. Okay, I could go out and do whatever I want. I'm going to go to, the bars. I'm going to go to the restaurants and enjoy my life. And then next week or 2 weeks from now, I'll get tested again to see if I contracted the virus or not. And I think that defeats the purpose of testing.
Isn't that how SPD tests are to people?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You're right. It is a pass, but it is also a gauge, right? You got to know what kind of community or where your community is at, right? Because if the alarm isn't raised until it's too late, then it's too late. But I mean, if you're being careful the entire time, I don't see why you would need to. You know what I mean? Unless you have doubt that you might be whatever.
So I have other thoughts on it as well. Is that there's been talks of a lot of false negatives and false positives, depending on. It seems like depending on where you lie politically, you're endorsing the false positives, and if you're on this side, you're the false negatives. And see, I got tested twice. I got tested on a Wednesday, and then I got tested again later that Sunday. Both times I was negative.
Really?
Yet the very next day after that Sunday, on a Monday, not even a full 24 hours, Sunday at around 11 o'clock, Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, I got tested. I was negative. Rapid testing, they went through the nose, I was negative. Monday at 1 in the morning, Monday morning, I woke up with the chills. So not even 24 hours
after
I had all the symptoms of COVID-19. So testing, I don't know if I got tested too early and that's why I tested negative, but testing's not an exact science either. It's not 100%. And so that's another issue. People are, going and getting tested, and then they're like, oh, I'm negative. And then they feel like they could go out and, do whatever they please. And it turns out that they were positive.
Well, like you said, my dad, he tested negative, and then he ended up being positive a couple of days later. My fiance, she tested negative, and 3 days later, she was positive. So I think that is, and we weren't being reckless, but there's a chance that she had it and it didn't show up on the test.
Yeah.
So it questions the reliability of the test or the time framing of the test. Or there's just so many questions that are still in the air. Like nobody really knows. And it's frustrating.
And so I was thinking, rather than let's say we record a show next week and one of us comes out positive, and we feel like, oh, we've been exposed. What do you think we should do? Should we all get tested, or should we wait it out, just quarantine ourselves, contact our work and say, there's a possibility of us getting exposed. I'm not going to get tested just yet. I'm going to wait a few days before I get tested. But
that's the tricky thing, is because some jobs require you to go get tested as soon as you get symptoms. Yeah. So if you have reason to believe, then that's a specific question they ask. Have you had contact with anyone with COVID within 19 or within 12 days or whatever? And so that's something that it depends on your job. And then if you've had it before, they only allot you X amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the problems are lying, is some people don't want to report it because if they do, it dips into their leave, and some people don't have leave, and some people don't have jobs where they have leave. So it really depends on what your status is, what your job is, where you're at.
Yeah.
There's so many factors that it's not a clear question across the board for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, that happened with my dad. He had to go and get tested. He called up work and said, "Hey, my wife came up positive with this virus. What do I need to do?" oh, you need to go and get tested. He goes and gets tested. He comes out negative. If he would have gone to work later that week, because the only reason he didn't go to work is because he was pending his test, but he came out negative. But if he would have gone to work, he would have infected at least 4 other people that he works with because they're in a truck together, you know? So that could have been disastrous right there. Yet, you know, like Peter said, people are forced to go to work because they don't have that leave, or they get paid by the hour, and it's if you don't work, you don't get paid. And it's a tough situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it is. But see the other side to that though, and this, I'm not going to try to throw out any names or like company names or whatever, but I have heard of workers going to work showing some kinds of symptoms, either a cough or sniffles or not feeling very well. And like what you said, they don't have time. They don't have, or I'll give you an instance. I heard the story of a guy that had it, or went on vacation. He spent his week vacation, went out of town, had fun, came back to work. Within 2 days of him coming back to work, he started to not feel well. Now, he went and told his supervisors that he wasn't feeling good and that he was going to go get tested. And that was the last anybody heard of him. In other words, the company never came back and told the workers, hey, this guy was here. He did test positive. You guys need to be careful. They were basically like, don't say anything. Just leave, go get tested, and keep those results to yourself. And as a matter of fact, people have tried to reach out to him and just for their own, you know, for their own knowledge, for their own, you know, to feel better. Like, shit, should I quarantine myself? And they've asked him, and he's yet to reply back as well, you know. So, like I said, this could be rumor. I don't know. This is just stories I hear, but it's just kind of like, man, that's kind of shitty because, like you just said, if your dad had gone to work, he would have infected all those people. But
yeah.
Do you think the company should do you think the workers have the right to know if somebody at that place tested positive?
See, that's very tricky because you have like, you can't disclose medical information about others. So it's a very tricky situation. I don't know exactly how it works, especially like this in a time of a pandemic where you need to know who is sick. So, you know, if you potentially feel like you were exposed, you can, you know, take the proper measures to go ahead and, you know, make an appointment with your doctor or go home and quarantine.
That's why they're doing the contact tracing. So even if you work, wherever you work, if you test positive, you name the people that you are. I mean, you're basically still putting your faith in the person that got tested positive, that they'll do the right thing and name you, like saying, hey, I was with this guy for 12 hours, whatever. Because I've done this twice where I have the contact tracing. So I'm like a pro now.
But even the contact tracing hasn't worked at all because
some people don't even answer.
People aren't answering the phone calls. I mean,
but for the people that it's reaching out to, I mean, if it's through an employer, and I'm only speaking specifically through an employer, like if it was the city or a school district or a certain company, usually they contact that company and say, hey, your employee had this. Are these people that they named are employees also? Because it asks you where you had the contact with them, and then they reach out to them through the employer, like through the each company now has some kind of COVID liaison now.
But how fast is it though? See, that's the thing.
Well, I can't speak for every company. I'm only speaking to through the company I work for and the way it's been going with that. Because the other companies, like Anthony said, they probably don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Even if it takes 1 day is a very long time. In one day, you can have, you know, you could come in contact with a lot of people.
And on top of 1,000 cases a day.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a risk, but there is some kind of protocol. So I do applaud that effort. obviously it's not a perfect effort because it is almost patchwork.
Yeah.
It's reactive, and so um, I think ultimately people just gotta be cautious and stay in. If you do go out and you must be out, wear a mask, wipe your ass, clean, like clean your hands. And I know it's almost comical and common sense, but it's proven for us that it could happen like that. So
Yeah.
I mean,
All
I
right.
don't know,
So
man.
I feel like we could talk about this all night.
Get out of here.
Yeah, let's talk sports. Let's talk
Okay.
sports.
Okay. Here, in 1 month, is El Paso improving, or are they going to be in a bigger hole in 1 month from now?
I think we improved to an extent, but not all the way because we got holidays coming up, and unless we get a big ass blizzard like it's supposed to be tomorrow, I don't know if people are still gonna stay in. Like I said, we're social beings, man, and especially El Paso, a very family oriented city. We're gonna Everybody wants to go to grandma's for tamales or go to mom's house for fucking whatever the fuck your mom makes.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be tough, and people are still gonna be going out. I hope they take caution. Wear your mask if you're in there. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can really do.
Just be courteous.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, right? It's just be courteous, man. Like if you think you have it, let those people know. You know what I mean? To give them kind of peace of mind, and just don't be an asshole, man. Wear your mask.
Yeah.
All right. So next week, next Tuesday, we are going to be deciding, us as Americans, we're going to be deciding
Dun, dun,
who
dun.
is the next president of the United States. Is it going to be Donald Trump for his second term, or is it going to be Anthony's favorite candidate, Joe Biden?
Head and shoulders.
Let's start off with you, Anthony, since you like both candidates so much. What do you think is going to happen with this presidential election? Do you think it's going to be a good turnout of people voting?
Oh, definitely. I think this is gonna break some records as far as voting. I've gotten a lot of feedback from people that I didn't really think were political or even interested in it, and they voted, and that's cool to see, man. We all have a voice, and it's like to not use your voice is kind of stupid. And a lot of times too, it's like the people that don't vote are the ones that complain the most about the president, and it's like, well, you didn't fucking vote, like. But
Yeah.
I do think that I think Trump is gonna get out of office. I think Biden's gonna win. I see this landslide now of just support for him. Yeah.
So you think Biden's going to win this?
I do think he's gonna win.
Oh, damn. Because it not too long ago, a few months ago, we were talking about how Trump was going to win a second term.
I thought so.
Easy. We all thought it. We all were saying like, no, dude, there's no way Biden's gonna win. Trump's gonna win a second term. We're not the biggest fans. A few of us on the show, we're not the biggest fans of Trump,
Right.
and we were even saying like, oh, I think Trump's gonna win once more. And now, from what I hear Anthony is saying, looks like Joe Biden is going to be walking away as the new president of the United States. Peter, what are your thoughts on what's going to happen next week? And where do you think we're at right now in terms of the election?
I think we're at a point, and I think there's very few people that are in that swing vote. I think pretty much everybody knows who they're going to vote for. I saw the last debate. It was a lot better than the first debate, but even that last debate, I don't think it swayed anyone.
It was the same touching points, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the first one, nothing was answered, period. I think the first one it was very negative for Donald Trump. If there was any swing people, that very first debate swayed them to go away from him. Because I ain't no political analyst and all, but if I was on the fence and I saw how big of a whiny bitch he was, God, dude. I mean, you could say that for both candidates, depending on which way you lean. But it was evident that Donald Trump was fighting Joe Biden, and he was whining to the moderator, who was that guy from Fox News. I don't even know his name.
Chris Wallace.
Chris Wallace.
Yeah, that on that first debate. The second debate, what was funny, you know how they always say who won the debate? That one chick, I don't know her name, but she controlled the debate, and everybody was praising her opposed to the two candidates. So I thought it was interesting. I mean, I wouldn't count Donald Trump out because I do believe there's a lot of people that are in the closet Donald Trump fans. So they say, oh, he's such an idiot. Oh, like we could go off polls and this and that, whatever. But I mean, in the past, polls have proven that it doesn't matter. It really matters who's going to go out and vote. I do believe there's a fear factor in the sense of COVID. A lot of people aren't going to want to wait in these lines. As it is, people don't like to wait in lines. And I feel like the polls are going to be long as fuck. I believe that there's going to be people that are truly scared to vote because of COVID. But I also think there's going to be those people that like, oh, I waited 3 hours to get a COVID test. Now I'm going to wait 3 hours to go to vote. Do I really care?
All right, I got a scenario for you. What about for those people that came out positive and then they're going to have to quarantine, but then next week they need to go and vote because they didn't do early voting.
You want to hear
wait, hold on. Then they're in quarantine. Are people going to say, fuck it, I need to go out and vote? I know I'm sick, but I'm going to go fucking wear 2 masks. I need to go and vote because I need to see my candidate win or that other guy lose.
You know what? There's going to be a lot of that. Yeah. And the only thing, and I don't think that's wrong, honestly. I think as long as you're not hawking along on the person next to you, double, triple mask it, take a fucking bottle of sanitizer. You know what? I'll tell you one thing.
I got this.
Yeah, I get that. I went to early voting, or I did early voting last week. And I applaud the poll people because from the moment you walked in through the doors, they give you a little packet, individually wrapped packet, and it has 2 like wipey things, like the hand sanitizer wipes. Then it has a Q-tip, and then they give you a finger condom.
Damn.
And so and then like as soon as you go there, they recommend you wash or you do hand sanitizer at least. Then they give you that little pack. Then they tell you to wipe this down, and then I mean it's above and beyond. And after everyone that votes on a booth, somebody goes in and squirts it down, and so as soon as somebody leaves, they squirt it down, and they still have all that precaution. And of course, they're wearing their mask. You're wearing your mask. But that's why I say if you're sick and you're able to, triple mask it. I mean, that's probably against the guidelines, but I really do believe that voting is a big thing. And like I said, I would have recommended early voting for everyone because the lines were a lot shorter.
Well, here's my thing. Like Peter is saying, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing if someone. I mean, granted, I don't like the idea, but I think it is something that you need to go out and do is vote. And if you haven't, because you're in quarantine, and next Tuesday is the last day you can go out and vote, and you just happen to be in your quarantine, you're gonna have to do it. Because here's the thing: we were applauding all those people that were out there protesting and stuff for the Black Lives Matter movement. We're applauding them. Hey, good job, guys, for your hard work. There were a lot of people that were sick, and they were out there exposing each other, right? So now you're gonna say, "Oh no, you need to stay indoors and not vote." No. I mean, as sucky as it is, you're gonna have to go out there and you're gonna have to vote.
See, but here's the thing: how about those people that aren't sick, and they're like, they know the same way we thought about it. They know that there's people that are sick that are going to go vote. So then they're going to be like, well, is it that important for me to go vote? Like for me to get sick? And
that's why they increased another week of early voting this year because of the pandemic. Now, if you didn't go out and vote, I mean, shit, man.
Yeah,
It's
you got
just
no
the luck of the
excuse.
draw, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, granted, there's a lot of
I
people.
mean, you still got this week. So if we get this show out,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit, man. I don't know.
we're gonna get
I
this
think
show out tomorrow.
I think it's a
Tomorrow.
tough
Yeah.
situation. Imagine like the ones that are in the hospital, like that are
Shit,
in
that's
the hospital
true.
for like more than a month, like 45 days. You know, there's a lot of cases where people are in the hospital for a very long time. And imagine them that haven't voted. It's like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, but that finger condom thing was pretty crazy. Like putting it on, I was like, oh,
Peter's like, can I reuse this?
can I get a Magnum size?
Oh shit.
Nah, but
I need one for my thumb.
so, but you've done early voting, right, Peter?
Yeah, I went early voting.
I did early voting as well.
Yeah.
Anthony, have you
Yes.
gone to vote yet?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
All right. The only one is Pat. Shit, Pat hasn't done any kind of voting.
You know, he should be the one that should vote because he's got a new child. You
The
know,
future.
Yeah,
future,
that's
man.
true. That's true.
I'm gonna guilt him into it. Like, go
Instead,
vote for your.
Yeah.
go vote for your child. Yeah.
I do think it's gonna be a bigger turnout though. I like the push, not only like on social media, but like NFL's did a lot of commercials and stuff to
Yeah.
get people to vote, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, man, I think a lot of companies have stepped up to try to get either give their workers time to go and vote. Like, hey, you know what? There's no excuse. We're gonna pay you an hour or whatever for you to go vote. That's what my company does, and they basically let you, you know. I mean, with reason. You're not gonna waste 8 hours voting. You know what I mean? But
Anthony already said he voted, but he's gonna still take that hour.
yeah, yeah. But
They're
it's
like,
like
Anthony, you're going to Hobbs. He's like, the hell I am. I'm gonna go and vote.
I'm voting.
I'm not
right
registered in Hobbs.
now. Yeah, exactly. But
Fuck, man.
but yeah, I think that was pretty cool, man.
I was gonna ask you guys. Besides the presidential election, are there any other races that you have your eye on? One of the races that I have my eye on is the mayor's race here in El Paso. And the reason for that is because I didn't vote for the two candidates, the two recognizable candidates, the most recognizable
Who'd you vote
candidates.
for? Carlos something?
No, I voted for the girl.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
I did.
I just feel
vote-
that
You want to know who I voted for? I don't
Who?
care. I voted for Margot again.
oh wow,
Because mainly because I thought the two recognizable, and the other guy I'm not a big fan of.
Oscar.
So yeah, I figure if my vote was gonna go somewhere, it was gonna be someone that was gonna contest him. You know.
He's such a good boy, though.
I didn't vote for Margot because I mean
Oh no, Oscar Lisker. I'm sorry.
out of
Lister's a
Oscar
good
and
boy.
You voted for him, Anthony?
No, I'm just saying. I got them mixed up. My bad.
Who'd you vote for?
Margot too.
Yeah.
shit. Yeah,
I just
Oscar
feel like
Lisker
he has. I feel like he has done a lot for the city, even though a lot of it's been questionable. I feel like
I think okay. So out of the two big events that have happened here in El Paso, the shooting of last year, I thought he handled it pretty well. El Paso was in the spotlight, and he made me feel a sense of pride of being an El Pasoan.
yeah, like
He
a
stood up-
unity.
Yeah, he stood up very, very. He made El Paso look like, I don't know. He represented El Paso very well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the COVID stuff, all the stuff going on with COVID, I think he's handled it poorly, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't vote for him. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'd agree, but I also felt like there was a lot of red tape in the sense like a lot of it was sent to the county opposed to the city.
Mm.
well, I just feel that
he could have been more vocal.
Yeah, I feel that Ricardo Samaniego has done more in this time of COVID than Margot
to the
has.
county. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think because Margot doesn't want to touch it, whereas Samaniego, he's like, well, fuck, I'll do it.
I don't think he could touch it. It's superseded by the county and the state.
So well, see, that's what I'm saying. Margot, him being a Republican, he's gonna tend to side with the governor,
or
and I
stay
think
silent.
and or stay silent. Yes, and I think that's an issue because our representative, Veronica Escobar, hasn't even met with the governor because the governor won't take any kind of advice from her because she is a Democrat.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge issue. I think that's where Margot needs to step up and say, hey, you know what? Our city's in a very tough situation. You need to include Representative Escobar in the talks of El Paso, you know? And Ricardo Samaniego has done more in that sense, pleading with the governor to allow Veronica Escobar to sit in on some of these meetings.
You know which race I've been looking forward to is the Haggard and Corin, what's her name?
Cornyn.
I didn't get either of their last names, but I like the other girl. I said Haggard, like from Harry Potter, and
fucking Peter's like voting for like people that aren't even on the ballot and shit.
No, I want her.
Yeah. What's her name? MJ Hagar or some shit like
that? Yeah.
Fucking you know what's
I like
funny?
her commercial though, how she's like how does she say? She says, I got shot at in Afghanistan, or she got shot or something. I did this, I did that. And I'm raising 2 kids during a pandemic, and John Cornyn thinks he could push me around. And I was like, I thought it was funny. I was like,
I did too.
Right. And it shows the kids like hitting each other.
All I know is that I'm fucking.
Each other.
I'm like that shit is hard.
Yeah.
Being at home, like,
you know what's crazy? Living in El Paso, and I feel this sucks because I've seen more Xochitl Torres commercials and Yvette Harold than any other candidate. More than Trump, more than Biden.
That's true.
Those 2 candidates have like shit. What kind of budget do those campaigns have? Because those are the only commercials I see.
Well, what's the funniest one you've seen? I saw one where it's like, she's not one of us. She's like California or something. And it shows like all these flowers. Yeah, it shows all these flowers. Like, dude, she's a hippie. Like, she's an environmentalist. Like, dude, she's not one of us.
Somebody needs to do a parody. Somebody needs to do a parody of those. Like, make a commercial, but like a joking. You know what I mean? Like
some of them are comical. Like I feel like they hired someone from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, exactly. Like Joe Brown. Why would you vote for him? He wipes from the front to the back instead of the back to the front. Like, what the fuck? You know, just like something fucking just stupid. Like
Joe Brown.
Just like Joe Brown. He sits down to pee. Do you really want him in Washington?
Yeah, exactly. Just some funny shit.
Isn't Joe
he's
Brown
in a wheelchair?
Judge Joe Brown. That's where I got
Judge Joe Brown.
Oh, they're dumb, dude.
I know.
You know what's funny is like people thought Judge Judy was part of the Supreme Court.
Oh my god!
And now they think Joe Brown is a part of the Supreme Court.
If you were ever a president, what would be one of the, like, if you could have one crazy appointee to anything, well, who would it be and what office?
Oh shit!
Fuck.
Like you said, Judge Judy to the Supreme Court.
Fuck, dude, that's hard.
I mean,
like you hire like Mike Tyson as the Secretary of Defense or something. Like it's Iron Mike Tyson. Like what the fuck? I don't know, man. That's a hard question. Just picture me running would be is just that does it for me. Like me running.
I'm all trying to think like serious, and then Anthony's like, "Oh, probably Iron Mike, Iron Mike Tyson, Secretary of Defense."
Into what office? Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, man. Who the fuck with Mike, man? Come on.
It's like hiring Mayweather, Secretary of Defense. He had the best defense in boxing.
Exactly right. Can I hire the whole Ravens defense, like a whole football team?
It's like I'm gonna get Dick Poe in charge of urban development. Hi, Dick.
Get Old McDonald to the agricultural department. Look for a farmer named McDonald.
He's head of the FDA.
I don't know.
Like you get Borat to be your fucking foreign intelligence or something.
Relations.
Yeah, even relations.
Very nice.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Tell you, man. Fucking dude, Terminator, bro.
Did you watch the new Borat?
No, I haven't.
Not yet. It's on Prime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When Chris was like, "Dude, you need to watch the new." It's got 2 funny moments, and then the rest is kind of like whatever.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, Chris thought it was the funniest movie ever, but yeah, I only laughed like a couple of times.
I wanted to talk about Chris since it's World Series time.
Oh yeah,
and the Dodgers seem to always be in the World Series, and Chris gets let down.
Yeah.
So, you think they're gonna pull it out tomorrow, or you think it's gonna go Game 7?
You know, I was joking with Chris. I was saying, like, you know what? The Dodgers could have won the World Series Sunday night if they didn't blow it on Saturday. There's a part of me that really, really wants the Dodgers to win tomorrow, because I feel if it goes to Game 7, they're going to blow it and they're not going to win the World Series. And I really want the Dodgers to win because of Chris. He's a lifelong Dodger fan. They haven't won the World Series in 32 years. So I think it's time for Chris to have a little joy in his life and the Dodgers finally win the World Series. You know, Anthony talked about how when was it Anthony or Pat? They talked about how when the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, their grandfather was like crying. They're like, "Oh my God." He was like, "I'm so happy the fucking Cowboys won." And I think Chris is gonna cry. Like, if the Dodgers win the World Series, you know Chris is gonna cry. Like, and which is kind of a shame because I'm not gonna be with him because technically I'm still in my quarantine. So, but I do want Chris to enjoy that moment, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I know
be
every year
like to win it and then be alone. You know, nobody to share your joy with. Like, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, but he's always been
alone.
Well, he's always been alone. Like, Chris knows all these obscure facts about baseball, and like he'll tell you, this guy threw a no-hitter, will take you to shit. Like, he'll just give you random ass. Like, he's always been like that. But I don't know, man. I kind of want them to win. I really do think they have the best team in baseball. But then there's the side, like, seeing the Rays, and the Rays have some Chihuahua players, which were like iconic Chihuahua players that we saw when they were in AAA, and seeing them in the World Series and actually producing is also cool too. Like, I like seeing Margot and Hunter Renfroe, and it's badass, right, Abel? Because we saw those guys, we saw them dominate. I don't know if Abel could hear me.
Yeah, no. And charge phone was about to die, so I had to make the switch. Can you guys?
You're like cutting in and out a little bit, but
yeah, you break in and out.
Oh, really? You guys can't hear?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really cool that there's a bunch of was playing for the Tampa Bay Rays. You have Manny Margot and you have Hunter Renfroe, two of the better Chihuahuas in the past few years. So this World Series has been really special. I've enjoyed it because, you can't really. I mean, if the Dodgers win, obviously I'm going to be happy for Chris. But if the Rays win, like Peter said, you have that El Paso connection with these players. So it's a really cool thing because, Anthony has expressed his dislike for the name Chihuahuas, but what he's missing is that there's a lot of talent that does come through the organization.
It's
The
raining.
AAA in El
Sorry.
Paso. Oh, it's
Yeah, I can hear it's raining outside.
Hey, Anthony,
What?
if the Tampa Bay Rays, does that name offend you
No.
because it's a Devil Ray?
Well, it's just a cooler name.
Okay, what if the mascot wasn't a Devil Ray, but it was like Ray Charles?
That'd be cool. Fucking blind, just fucking sitting there.
It's like a guy on a piano with glasses on.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a problem with that.
No, I mean it'd be stupid. I think it'd be stupider than the Chihuahuas, but I don't know. I just don't like the name. That's the only thing. Like I'm cool with the players. Like, hey man, you know what? All power to you, man. Like go for it. Like it just the name is the only thing that gets me. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
If you could change the name to anything, what would it be?
I don't know. Desert Gators or something having to do with the Pasito Plaza, right?
San
I mean,
Jacinto, yeah.
Gate. I like. Yeah. I don't know. Desert Gator or something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Do you like the locomotive name?
I'm fine with that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I thought that was a very.
It's Thomas the Train, but whatever.
They lost in the Western Conference Championship or whatever.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did you know that, Anthony? They were in the championship. If they would have won, they would have gone to the USL Championship.
Really?
Lost in penalty kicks.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the second year in a row that the Locomotives go down in the Western Conference Championship. It's crazy to think that El Paso has produced champions.
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
teams that have done relatively very, very, very well in the sports that they have. It's crazy. The only ones that aren't producing are the UTEP Athletics.
Hey, this year was their year football. They were doing pretty good.
What's their record this year?
What are they? 4-2?
No, they're like 3-3.
No, they didn't play there last week because Southern Miss had COVID.
They played this Saturday, Peter.
Oh, but they didn't play against Southern Miss, right?
Yeah, I know, but they lost against.
Yeah, 3-3.
3-3 now. Hey, that's a good record, dude. We can't ask for much more.
They're 2-0.
We also said, remember, Abel, how we said that UTEP's not a fucking over 500 team?
Yeah, I mean, if they could go,
if they go 500, they're doing way better than they're supposed to.
Yeah, if they win 5 to 6 games every year, that's amazing.
One thing I like is that Dion Hankins is playing pretty badass, and knowing that he's an El Paso product, and we've called him in high school. We called some of his games. That's always fun.
Yeah,
like seeing them produce
so
in the next level. Yeah, and you always. I mean, he's only a freshman now, or he's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
So if he could just open some eyes, we know at running back, NFL. The lifespan of a running back is very short-lived, and nowadays there's 2 or 3 running backs that are on a team that actually play. So, Aaron Jones, it's badass seeing Aaron Jones play every Sunday. There's always that potential or that thought. I mean, for me personally, if Dion Hankins, and this is obviously premature, I mean, he's still got a lot on his college career. But if he could produce and open some eyes and maybe get a chance in the NFL, for me, I'd be like, damn. I remember he was high school we used to call those games. Like, it'd be cool, right, Abel?
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, like Peter says, one of the highlights is
Abel,
calling the game.
move
What's up?
there you go, right there. I'm like staring at your
What?
mouth on my screen.
Oh wait, well, am I good
Oh,
like
shit.
that?
Do it like forgetting Sarah Marshall. Go closer.
Am I good right there?
A little bit higher. It's because mine's sideways. There you go. Well, you went from just
he's
your
fine
mouth
in
to
mine.
just your eyes.
He's
You're good
fine in
right there.
mine.
You're right there. That's good. Perfect. Sorry,
All right.
I didn't mean to stop you
No,
there.
it's really cool to call high school games because you see some of these players and they put up like video game numbers and you really don't know how good they are until they get to college. And it's not like here in El Paso everyone's going to Division 1 schools. So when you do have an athlete that does go to a Division 1 school, it's very exciting, and it seems like everyone in El Paso supports that player. Like one guy that was super popular during his collegiate career was Steven Montes. Uh, Everyone was, behind him when he was at Colorado. Everyone was rooting for the kid. And then he got an opportunity to try out who was it? Was it Washington? It was one of the NFL. He got a tryout, and it would have been cool if he would make an NFL roster. Unfortunately, he didn't. But it's one of those that you're like, man, that's an El Paso, and just think what it could do. Like,
You
for
you think we could start a movement, on Twitter and on Facebook and all, like just start tagging the Cowboys and saying, "Hey, get Montes," because they obviously need a quarterback.
yeah, I mean,
Fuck, anybody would be good right now.
he can't do any worse than Benucci or what's the guy's name?
Ben DiNucci.
Danucci?
Yeah. Puro
Isn't
Pucci.
isn't
So what? You think the Cowboys are going to go and pick up a quarterback, or are they going to do what I said they should do and pick up 2 linemen and just stick with Danucci?
Oh, you're talking about like right now, or
Yeah.
like
Like
off the off season?
tomorrow, like back office. No, because Dalton's going to be out. He's going to be out a week at least, 2 weeks.
Yeah, at least.
But even when he comes back, you need a fucking line.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it doesn't matter who's quarterback if the quarterback can't get the ball off, So what do you think? Like, do you go after linemen? I mean, you said they're picking up guys on the practice squad, and it's like they're on the practice squad for a reason. Why not look somewhere?
It's just so hard. It's hard because they've spent so much money on the line that there's not enough money to get a player that's equal to what they're paying. You know what I mean? Any player that they're gonna find right now, they're gonna have to pay. That's gonna be cheap. They're gonna be a down step from what they have now, which is what I think they have right now.
Hey, Will Hernandez always wanted to be a cowboy.
Yeah.
You think he'd do it for a big pay cut?
I don't know about that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe who knows, man. Linemen live. They're in the league pretty long. I don't know. That'd be badass though to get him. I was hoping we would. Well, we had Zeke, so.
Yeah. Just.
All right, so you guys being Cowboy fans, are you willing to call it a season and hopefully get Trevor Lawrence?
No, dude.
Or do you think you could try and make the playoffs? Anthony, I was talking to earlier, and Anthony says, you know what, this season's already a loss.
No, we make the playoffs. We fucking put Dak on some stem cell research, and hopefully he'll be back on his feet.
We'll chop Andy Dolphin's leg off. Don't give it to Dak.
Yeah, like
he'll have a white leg.
His leg Dude, I truly think that somehow Dak made it work still. Even though there's a lot of things, I just felt like he made it work with his legs, obviously.
Yeah.
It's such a shame. If we could pick up somebody that could just run the ball as a quarterback and half-ass throw it, because you got some badass receivers. So obviously you're not going to get line protection. So get someone that's very mobile and knows that they're gunning at you every day, you know, and that you're going to be fast and that you could throw on the run. That's all you need. Somebody that could just throw on the run, because you got some badass receivers.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. But
So,
who's out there? That's the thing. Is like I don't know.
well, that's why we look, we go
We
outside the
search.
box. Fucking. He doesn't even have to throw good, dude.
Yeah.
What? Okay, I got one. How about this one? What about the guy from New Orleans, Taysom Hill? He's a runner.
Oh, that would be badass.
Strong.
He could take a hit. He could give a hit. He could fucking kick a field goal. He could pass it to himself. That guy is my favorite player, by the way.
Who?
You guys need defense too, so he could probably play linebacker as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The what's his name?
The
Hill from
Hill. Taysom.
the Saints.
Taysom.
Yeah. I just know him as King of the Hill.
King of the
Damn it, Bobby.
They're not.
Abel, you need to put your headphones in. You keep breaking up.
Well, I can't because I'm charging my phone, and it's the same little plug-in.
Wow.
That's why Apple sucks.
Let's see. It says okay. This is let me see. This says 2020 NFL free agent list. Is that this year? Was that before the year started?
I don't know. I'm looking at my
Drew
phone.
Anderson, Matt Sims, Jacob, Drew Stan. Yeah, there's a bunch of nobodies, dude. Alec, no.
That's
How
from
about
like
Alex Smith?
Chad
I want Alex
Kelly?
Smith.
Who the fuck is Chad Kelly from Indy?
I don't know any of those players you just named.
I don't either. That's who's out there
Okay.
right now.
How about RG3?
Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is out there. He was our backup. He's over with the Giants right now.
What about
yeah.
if you guys go and get Mitchell Trubisky?
That was one I heard. I heard that we might get him.
We need somebody.
Or what about this one? Another New Orleans quarterback, Jameis Winston.
I would do Jameis Winston.
He's
Honestly,
better than Ben DiNucci.
yeah, but see, Jameis Winston, you give him the play and say, hey, they're coming for you, so fucking run and throw it. Like run or throw it. Like there's not even a play, just fucking old school neighborhood football. Like
hey, this Jameis. It's like, hey, Jameis, I don't know if you know this, but we don't have an offensive line, so you're on your own.
I think that's a good pick, man. We know he could run. I saw him run bases. He was a baseball player.
Okay, yeah. What are you willing to give up for Jameis Winston?
Ben DiNucci.
Fair is fair. Even trade.
I would give up Andy Dalton for Winston.
But he's only signed to 1 year. We can't get rid of him.
All we need is 1 year till Dak comes back.
True.
Yeah, but New Orleans needs something in return.
Hey,
that's not that like everyone.
I'll give up Pollard.
It's like why don't we go?
What if Jerry? Hold on. What if Jerry goes crazy and does a Herschel Walker trade and trades Zeke for like just an ungodly amount of picks and players?
No, you keep Zeke. You give up Pollard. Pollard has potential. I think that's someone that would be of interest for Jameis Winston.
You get rid of Zeke, you could probably get some good collateral.
Oh, you'd get mad cash. That's true, but
I don't even think you would get that much for Zeke because he's too expensive.
I'm sure somebody out there will pay for the Giants.
No, because
Barkley's hurt, right? Yeah.
I think that's where it's fucked up because it seems like you could get running backs anywhere. Like
you know who should be quarterback? Seriously, and I'm being dead serious. Is Cedric Wilson.
Who? Cedric Wilson.
He's our receiver.
I was gonna say he sounds familiar.
Yeah, but he was like an all-state quarterback.
Really? Look, check this out. I just looked up backup quarterback ratings, right? This is for this year. Guess who's number one? We just talked about this guy.
Alex Smith.
No.
Oh, that Hill guy.
No. It's same team, but
Jameis Winston.
yeah. They have Jameis Winston as a number one backup QB. Number
I
two,
like Jameis Winston.
number two behind, this is from NFL. Number two is Andy Dalton as the top backup quarterback. And that, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that after seeing, granted, he didn't have blockers, but I mean, some of his decisions weren't very good.
See, but that's what I'm saying is Jameis Winston is the closest thing that you're going to find to Dak.
What about Brissett?
He could run, and he runs and he throws on the run. One of the things that Jameis Winston had a problem with Tampa Bay was that he tried to throw from the pocket, and he sucks.
What about Tua?
I would take him.
Tua won't go to the Cowboys because he's the Miami quarterback.
They put him starting.
He's starting now? Oh, well, there goes that.
Well, let's get Fitzgerald, or what? Not Fitzgerald.
Jacoby Brissett.
Fitzpatrick.
They got Jacoby Brissett, Nick Foles. These are probably old. Case Keenum, Justin Herbert. He's starting now for the Chargers. Marcus Mariota.
Dude, doesn't it seem like the NFL overall is hurting for quarterbacks, big time?
Well, yeah, everybody, all the good ones retired. Geno Smith.
Oh, Geno Smith sucks.
Jalen Hurts.
He sucks too.
Let's get Cedric Wilson.
Joe Flacco.
I like Joe Flacco. I like Flacco, but he's not running.
Little Mexicanness comes out. He's like Joe Flacco.
Chase Daniel, Chad Henn. I don't know who that is. Trevor Simeon. AJ McCown.
Shit, man. The Cowboys should try to get
Gabbert.
Nick Mullen, Jay Beathard from the 49ers.
RG3 still out there?
Yeah, he should.
He's with the Ravens?
He's a playoff quarterback.
I thought he was retired or gone. I didn't know he was even still in the league. Matt Schaub. Colt McCoy. Come back to Texas. He's with the Giants right now. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of nobodies.
Hey, so since I've been locked in the house, other than sports, I've been watching stupid shows. And there's this stupid ass show on Netflix. It's called Hoops.
I've heard of it.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard.
Dude.
You told me to watch that, no?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
It is so stupid and vulgar, but it is fucking hilarious. I thought it was hilarious, but I like a bunch of stupid shit.
You sent that in the group chat, no?
Yeah, you guys gotta watch it. It's fucking funny. It's about hoops. It's about it's like a high school basketball coach, and he's fucking ridiculous. Like all he does is cuss and drink and take pills, and he makes fun of his players, and it's funny. You gotta watch it.
Is it a cartoon?
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
So it's animated? Okay.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid though. But it's funny. Like I couldn't stop laughing. Yeah. Even like the intro song, it's pretty funny.
Oops.
I'm telling you, just watch one episode and you'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
We should make a cartoon of like our childhood and like wall ball. You know what I mean? Like a wall ball cartoon. No?
Wall ball?
Yeah, like we were playing wall ball. Like animated though. So you can make it look cool. Like the wall ball goes through, or the ball goes through your foot.
I think we could make a cartoon of our childhood, like for real.
Yeah.
Like just the stories we have, the stuff we did.
We should. That'd be funny.
To church there, or just going to the park, or fucking staying out forever, or our parents were drinking.
Yeah.
They didn't even know we were outside. And there was one thing.
You're all banging on the door. Mom, let me in. Who are you?
I don't know why Abel and I had this thing where we would knock on the door at your house, and your grandma would answer, and we'd run off.
We did that to everybody. Freaking OJ's mom, like Marcos's mom.
Yeah, like we were scared to ask if you could come out and play.
Well, my grandma was mean, man. My grandma was no joke, man. She didn't fuck around.
Your grandma would always have her rollers in her hair, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
smoking a cigarette.
It was funny because your grandma would always like make tortillas too, like fresh tortillas and stuff. But it was crazy because she always had like a cigarette. So I was like, Man, I wonder if those tortillas taste like cigarettes.
That's what made them taste gooder. You got addicted to them.
They're addictive.
That explains a lot, Abel. Thanks.
The secrets in the
You
nicotine.
just opened my eyes.
I didn't like. I don't know, but I ate like about 20 tortillas.
Yeah, you know what? That makes a lot of sense, man.
That's why tortillas and butter was like the best fucking thing
Oh my
ever.
god, bro.
Hey, that's why she called you gordos. She's like, chinga, gordos eats like 20 tortillas.
I wonder why.
That's why she was always making them, because that's all he ate.
Yeah.
Ah,
Taking me back now.
I don't know.
hey, what's the one meal, Anthony, that you remember from your childhood?
What's the one what?
One meal that you remember
Oh.
from your childhood.
Like I don't know. There's so many. Tacos, I
Like-
guess. Like when my grandma made tacos, like, oh my god, those are the best, man. She always put the little bit of like potato in it with the ground beef. I like
yeah.
that's why I like it.
That's when they buy a pound of ground beef, but they made it 3 pounds of food because
Yeah.
they add potatoes in it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sometimes my mom didn't even add the ground beef. She just put potato tacos.
Potato
Swear to God, my mom would give us potato tacos. Right?
Yeah, dude. So we would have like for Thanksgiving. That's a holiday that's coming up, right? So like my mom, she'll have a Thanksgiving dinner, but then the next day she would make potato tacos with the mashed
With mashed potatoes.
Oh. Yeah, that's smart,
So-
man.
They were good too.
Hell yeah.
Dude, Mexican moms are creative as fuck.
Yeah, no shit.
You know, like the whole videos, those 5-minute crafts. I feel like they stole all that shit from Mexican moms.
for real. For real, dude. Yeah.
Fucking
What's your
I feel-
childhood meal?
my childhood meal.
Yeah, like your
Shit,
most.
dude.
It's a hard question.
Well, my favorite is a bean burrito, dude. Like it's so simple, but my mom, like I just remember like my mom like making us like bean burritos like every single day. Not because she was lazy or anything. It's just that they were so fucking good. Like
Yeah.
I had that memory, and I got the chills and
I
everything.
saw that. I
Back
was
to
like,
my
what's
tower,
going
I was
on
like,
there?
"Whoa."
You don't like beans at all?
No, I like beans. I literally just got a chill. Like, oh man, it was weird.
I saw it. I was like, what the hell?
oh shit, it's like COVID.
Oh
It was
shit,
like
the
that
COVID chill.
spirit. Also, my window's open. It's fucking cold outside. I have the windows in the house open throughout the day.
Oh, I thought you meant right now. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Well, I have this one open. I haven't closed it, but I think it just blew in too. So I was like, it was a combination of everything.
That's why you got the chills.
The light flickered and everything. And hey, so talking about that, the holidays are coming up. I've been looking for gifts, like of what I want to give to the kids and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's early, but I was just kind of perusing Amazon and stuff, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, one thing I want to get, I guess my stepson is some cards because he likes sports and all. But he's always asking about like gee whiz information about baseball.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I want to get him baseball cards. I want to start like a
Nice.
collection.
Hell yeah, dude.
And so I went down the rabbit hole. Abel and I used to have so many fucking baseball cards, dude. I think my mom just gave them away to Goodwill one day. But we had so many, like we had binders filled. So I kind of want to do it. So I was looking through, just went down the rabbit hole looking at cards and all. And dude, some of those cards, they gotta be worth money. But
Fuck yeah.
like, I don't know, man. I always wonder, like, what if mom never threw away our cards? Like, would we have $500 card of Ken Griffey Jr. rookie season?
What about there's a part of me that feels that Chris has the cards.
Ooh.
You think so? Well, you know what?
Dun,
Chris
dun.
does hide shit, but I don't
Yeah.
know where they're at.
Yeah,
No, I'm
Chris,
pretty sure mom gave them away.
Chris still has his fucking stuffed animals and shit from when he was like a kid. So I'm sure sure he
Hey,
had.
Anthony, get
What?
this. So my grandma uh, had this medallion thing that they gave me when I became a Guadalupano. Remember, I used to
Mm-hmm.
always go to church, you know.
Yeah.
So I had this like medallion thing, and when my grandma passed away, I was like, oh man, I wish I had it. So I we had no idea where it went or anything. I'm like, I wish I still had it, and my mom was like, oh, you probably lost it, and this, and blaming me. I got it when I was like 11 years old, 10 years old. Well, Chris like goes to his room and pulls it out.
What the
I don't know
fuck?
how he pulls it out, and he's like, "Look what I have." So Chris does just hide shit randomly,
Wow.
but it was dirty as fuck.
You
I
know
don't know
what?
where he.
But you know what? That's cool, man. Older brother looking
I
out. You know what I
guess.
mean? He's like, this fucker doesn't know what he has right now. I'm gonna
Yeah, but
take it.
for years, dude, I'm talking for at least 10 years. We thought it was lost. Like even he was there, and my
What,
mom would say, "You lost it," and
what
I would
Peter
blame my mom.
what Peter doesn't know is Chris used to play that shit for Pogs and shit. That was his slammer. He was
Slammer,
like, you
dude.
guys are so fun. Here comes the Guadalupano. Boom!
Damn.
And he would fucking win
Hey
games like
Peter,
that.
are you, if you buy him cards, are you gonna buy him like a pack he can open, or are you gonna buy like a card that's already like?
No, I want to buy like they have all these like binders now that actually they say it's like a baseball cover, and
Yeah, yeah,
we used to just have a damn binder with the plastics in it, but now
yeah.
they're like a whole thing. So I was thinking of buying that with a pack of cards to start off
Nice.
a collection.
I always
But
think
I
that's
also
the best because you get to open them, and I think that's like
the joy of it.
the
It's
joy
like,
of it.
oh,
'Cause
who
you're
did
like,
I get? Yeah.
exactly, yeah, fuck yeah.
But also like a part of
It's
me,
like, oh man,
I
I got Gucci. Oh fuck.
well
Who the
get
fuck is
this.
that?
So what's funny though is so like I said, I went down the rabbit hole and I was looking at old like people that sell bundles of cards and all, or they sell their own packs, and this guy has pretty much every Diamondback card that was made, like
Damn.
say 2000. I don't know, not every one, but it's like a pack of like 120 cards, and he's selling it for $30. And he has pictures, like
Of
so. I'm
each one.
looking at them. Well, not of each one, but like the way he has it set
Oh,
up. And there's a bunch of the 2001 World Series, like a bunch of players that nobody knew. And then like just looking at their stats, like he has some pictures in the back. So I'm like looking and I'm like, oh man, this guy played for this team. Just all the
yeah,
stats of when they played throughout the MLB. And I always thought that was cool. So
yeah,
I think I'm gonna buy more for myself than anything.
dude. Well, you know me. I collect all kinds of shit. I got Hot Wheels. I have football cards. I was collecting
Oh
for a while. And same thing, like I have them in a binder, and I think that's like the joy of it is opening them up and finding what you find, like getting, like the anticipation of finding out what you got. A lot of times it's
yeah.
like, oh fuck, I didn't get nothing, but I mean it's still
Hey,
cool.
well, I was gonna ask you because you have like the biggest Hot Wheel collection I've ever seen, and you have them in boxes. Obviously, you do have some that are free.
Yeah,
Noah has like a million Hot Wheels, but they're all out. But he has a shitload of them, and I've seen things that they display, like you could display them
hmm,
on the wall. Where do you find that shit though? Because I've looked online and they don't really have them.
like
You know what I mean? Like a
like
carrier that goes on the wall, or
the
I've seen
open
some people
ones.
build some.
Yeah, the open ones, it's hard to find like something where you can display them. They sell stuff, like Hot Wheels sells one, but it's like expensive and it only fits like
Yeah.
12 cars or something. It's kind of pointless.
And then I've seen people that make their own that
Yeah.
are displayed, like a thing you hang on the wall, and they. So I don't know. I don't want to make anything because I'm not very
Well,
crafty.
the cheapest route that I've seen is a lot of people will go to like the fishing equipment, and especially like fishing season when it's out of season, they'll sell the
Hmm.
little tackle boxes, the little clear ones, the little flat
Hmm.
ones.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They'll sell those really cheap, and then you just take the cover off and you hang that part on the wall, and then it has little shelves, individual
Oh,
little shelves you can put them all in.
that's right.
The,
I gotta look into that.
yeah,
Good idea.
like around when fishing season's out, I think around this time actually you could probably find some
Yeah.
deals on them.
Way to go, Donnie.
Yeah,
Time to go to Cabela's.
yeah, Cabela's, yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Pokemon cards, dude. Like I used to have a shit ton of Pokemon cards back in the day, and my mom, we can't find them. I don't know. I think my mom threw them away, but she says she didn't.
Probably.
But man, there's some cards that I had where I looked them up now to see what they were worth, and dude, some of them are like $60-$70 for one card, and it's like,
Fuck.
are you kidding me? Like, fuck, man.
Dude,
Yeah, it sucks.
you know what I've been watching lately, like since I've been in this quarantine is Pawn Stars.
Mm, that's a good
Like,
one.
dude, it's crazy. Like fucking I don't know why it started popping up on my Facebook feed, but I've been watching a lot of like Pawn Stars and just like the shit that people go and they take in, they're like, how much do you want for this? And they're like, think about $800. And then they're like, all right, well, I'm gonna bring in an expert because I don't know much about this. And then it turns out like it's worth like $25,000.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy fuck, dude. Like it's crazy. It's super crazy with some of the shit that people like go and sell, and it turns out that it's worth thousands of dollars.
It's all about what is somebody willing to pay for it. That's what it is. I mean, you could find a dirty napkin that fucking Michael Jordan blew his nose in or something, and it'll be worth a fucking fortune, you know? Just all
Yeah.
about if somebody's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of
All right.
shit you can sell for like lots of money that you wouldn't think they're worth much, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It is.
But anyways, before we close up shop, one thing I wanted to get to, it's The Mandalorian. Peter was talking about a show, Hoops, that he's watching, but this week the big show that's coming out for the second season is The Mandalorian. I was late to it. I started watching Mandalorian a few months ago, finished it, and it was pretty good. How excited are you guys for this second season of Mandalorian? Is it something that you're gonna hold off so you could binge watch a few episodes, or are you gonna be tuning in week to week?
I think I'm going to try to catch it week to week.
I'm gonna watch it with the boys. So until they start coming over to the house again, once this kind of blows over, I told them I'd wait for them. So I'm anxious to see it, but I'm also anxious for this to end. So, but it looks cool, man. I don't know how you saw them all, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm caught up.
Yeah. I've seen
So
all the episodes.
I just like how it's a different view of the Star Wars universe, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and it's more unconventional, I guess you could say, because it's like the side stories and this and that. But of course, I think Disney revolves around what's hot, and so there's obviously going to be a lot more of the Baby Yoda. I think it's more of the Baby Yoda show than Mandalorian.
Some people
Yeah.
were saying they should have a baby Jabba the Hutt, a baby one. It was like, that'd be pretty funny.
Oh shit. Yeah. Do you think there's going to be any surprises this year? I mean, obviously there's going to be some surprises, but what do you think? If you were a betting man, what do you think would be like your, I guess, your shot called this season? What do you think's going to happen?
I think they're going to show a female Yoda being.
A female.
Okay.
Yoda.
Like Yaddle?
'Cause I don't think they've ever showed a. Have they?
Yeah,
So-
Yaddle comes out in Phantom Menace.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a
in the
female Yoda.
council. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Well, I think they're gonna show either Yoda or like the mom Yoda of the baby.
What's the time period of the
I don't
Mandalorian?
even know.
Shit, I don't know
It's
the
after.
timeline.
It's after.
It's after Return of the Jedi, or
Yeah, I believe it's after Return to the Jedi, before the new movies. Some shit like that. I gotta look at it, but I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I did hear that there was a leak on the first episode. It's supposed to be like 57 minutes long or something.
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long one.
Fuck. How long are they usually? Are they like 30 minutes?
Yeah, they're like 30 minutes, 20 something minutes, something like that. Between 20 and 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I was telling Anthony before we started the show that I started watching Star Wars again. I'm on episode 2. I'm finishing up Attack of the Clones or whatever it's called. I I kind of like the first three movies, like the ones that we like grew up with, not so much the ones from like
Yeah.
the 80s or the 70s or whatever
4,
it was.
5, and 6, right? The
No, no,
older
no.
one.
I like no, yeah, yeah. I don't like 4, 5, and 6. I like episode 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
I don't know why. I know it's like the shittier of the movies, but I like those. I guess it's like the nostalgia feeling of when I was a kid, because I remember when Phantom Menace came out, like everyone was buying like the lightsabers and shit
Yeah.
and like beating the shit out of one another. So and we even had like the Darth Maul fucking little lightsaber. So like that's why I like Star Wars, because it reminds me of my childhood, but not so much the Luke Skywalker, the Han Solo, shit like that. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited for the Mandalorian,
Yeah,
even though it's like a different. It's not so much the Skywalker series or whatever it's
Well,
called.
it's actually, so it's right after Return of the Jedi in the timeline. It's right
Okay.
after the Return of the Jedi and before the Force Awakens.
Oh, okay.
So it's closer to the Return of the Jedi, but yeah.
Do you think we'll get a cameo from one of the movies, like a character from one of the movies?
I don't know. Maybe.
I heard
Like
Boba Fett was supposed to come out in it.
Oh, I could see that.
Because he's part of the Mandalorian or whatever. But other than that, I mean, I don't think they can really. Well, maybe, like a Chewbacca maybe or something.
Like, yeah, I'm or like I don't know, like an R2D2 or a CP3O or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
Like just someone recognizable that you're like, oh shit, that's fucking so and so.
Yeah.
Or even like Luke Skywalker. That would be cool if like Luke Skywalker was to come out like in the background.
He just walking around.
Like no, like he's like in hiding or something. Imagine. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, like a way they tie it in, like.
I'm sure there's something. I'm sure.
That'd be cool.
Hey, did they ever say what happened to fucking Jar Jar Binks?
He died.
Did he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
How stupid that fool was, he probably did.
Hey, there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about. So, obviously, we talked about football a little bit earlier. I just wanted to go over to fantasy football before we leave, see where we're at, because it's been a close race, man. Surprisingly, or we all just suck at it.
I think we all suck.
But nobody wants to be last place in this group. It's only us four: Pat, you, Abel, and myself. And so, Anthony, give me some music. I'm going to give a little highlight of fantasy football. See if I could spit this out. I don't know. Oh shit! All right, I need a dun 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 dun. Going into week 7, all 4 guys were tied up with 3 wins and 3 losses apiece. And Twisted Pete took on Post Mahomes, and Post Mahomes got the best of him on this one. He takes this one 135.02 to 107.4. Kyler Murray had a great week, but it wasn't enough for Twisted Pete. And on the other end of the bracket, you got Texas Tacos and Team Daddy Ice. Team Daddy Ice going strong against Anthony. He takes this one 133.2 to 117.26. With these wins, now Abel, Post Mahomes, and Daddy Ice, who is Pat, they both are tied for first place. Anthony and Peter are duking it out last place. Don't want to be last place. It's still early in the season. Cowboys are going to pull it up the rear, though. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
And that does it for our fantasy football update.
Well, thank you, Peter, for the weather report. But
good job, Peter.
I got to work on that more. This was just on the fly.
On the fly. In studio
I don't
would
even
be better.
Yeah. So, when are you guys looking to do an in-studio show again?
Yeah, I say we give it a little bit, man. We got to be safe. Better safe than sorry.
Like another week?
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Another 2?
Yeah, at least another week for sure. I think Friday we're done here, but I would give it a week from that Friday.
Yeah, because like my quarantine should be ending on Thursday. My quarantine should be ending on Thursday. It's because there's like mixed. I guess there's like mixed messages that they're giving,
and that's why I say just go a little bit more than what.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Because one of the things that I wanted to say is they're saying two different things. They're saying 10 days and they're also saying 14 days. So if I go by the 10 days, my quarantine ends on Thursday. If I go by the 14 days, then it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it'll be next Monday my quarantine would be up.
I would say at least next Wednesday or Friday, like somewhere around there.
But works for me.
That would be, yeah. And we'll figure it out, but we'll keep in touch.
I think we could do one more show like this, and then for sure we could do we'll have our second reunion show.
Yeah.
It seems like every fucking month it's going to be a reunion.
Dude, it kind of sucks, man. I was kind of bummed out, man, because we were on a roll. We were on a weekly grind, and our numbers were going up, and yeah, just
Anthony's absolutely right. We were trending up. Our numbers were looking good.
Yeah.
We were starting to get that ball rolling once again before COVID. Our numbers were really good. And then we obviously took a fall at the beginning of the COVID season. Then we finally hit a stride once again. And then, of course, 2020 happened in reality. But let's see if we could do one more show online, and then we'll hopefully meet up in a week or two from now in person. But yeah, man, we
definitely need to get do a show right after the Mandalorian, so we can kind of all talk about that too. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But, I think the Mandalorian. Let's shoot for next Monday. Let's do that.
All right.
Let's shoot for next Monday. So then it gives us enough time to maybe watch The Mandalorian a couple of times. That way we're experts, and hopefully we could get Pat back on the show, and he could give us his Star Wars expertise, because more than likely we're going to be getting characters and things wrong, and Pat's going to be so disappointed in us. So we need to get him back on the show. But closing thoughts, Anthony.
Man, I feel for you guys, man. I the situation kind of sucked the way you guys got it, and it's a bummer, man. I just, God, man, it was a fucked up year, dude. Like, fucked up year, man.
Oh, it's not over.
It's true. Not over. That's true.
And there's a meteor gonna hit. An asteroid's gonna hit on the 2nd. So.
No shit, really? Who told you that?
Don't worry, I got my sources.
Fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson over here. Shit.
Peter's got sources.
But,
Peter, closing thoughts?
Go out and vote, man.
Yes.
That's about it. Go out and vote and be safe.
Wear your mask.
So, predictions, Anthony. Joe Biden's our next president?
Yeah, I think so.
Peter, next president is?
I think I'm gonna go with Biden.
Hopefully. Uncle Joe. Okay.
Uncle Joe.
Two for
Crazy Uncle Joe. Yeah.
I think Joe Biden might squeak it out. I was thinking Trump was gonna walk away with this one, but it looks like the polls are showing that Joe Biden is gonna be our next president. But who knows? Polls were wrong in 2016, and it being 2020 and a pandemic going on. Shit, maybe Kanye West wins. Who knows? But yeah, man. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Sophia, because she hooked me up with some pills for my COVID symptoms. She hooked me up with, because the doctors and the nurses basically said there was nothing I can do about my COVID, because I'm somewhat young and I should be able to pass it with relatively with no medication, so they didn't really give me anything. So I was like, oh man, this is gonna suck. But Sophia A few days ago, she dropped off some medicine for me, so I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, man, wear a mask. What can I say? This was our first show in a month. I'm happy to do this once again. Yeah, man, this was The Middle's Open.
Trying to do a motherfucking podcast in here, shit.